All right, everybody. Yes, here I'm back again. Always powered by coffee each and every time. I misspoke yesterday. I told you I was tired. Today is the 200th episode of Psycho's Platters. That's right. 200 episodes. Only took 5 years almost. Fifth anniversary show is going to be in the next 7 to 10 days. And before I start doing the concert stories, I want to mention something to you. Do you got any questions for me? Do you have any questions for me for the mighty Psycho? Is there something musically related you want to know? Or something like that? Why don't you drop it in the comment box? Because you know what? I think I'm going to go off and I am just simply going to answer the questions. Whatever questions, ask mighty Psycho. That will be the 5th anniversary show. I'll probably give you 1 or 2 more episodes of notification. But like I said, drop in the comment box. Do you have any questions you want to ask me? Collecting-wise, music-wise, concert-wise, celeb-wise, whatever. And I'll do the best I can to answer. I'll answer truthfully. It's how it works. All right, so let's see. We left off at the Journey concert in 2004 in our last episode. Act 5. So, all right. I forgot to tell you, though, I'm going to backpedal a little bit to September of 2003. September of 2003, we had a rock station in Rockford. It was 98.5, if I remember correctly, and or something like that. And near downtown, there was a bar on State Street called Oscars. It was in the middle of a strip mall, okay? And for a bunch of years, I guess, Oscars, like the last week of September, would hold Oscar Fest. That's what it would be. And the radio stations would get in on this, and we're talking about, like I said, this was 2003 for this pair of shows I'm going to tell you about. I only spent, well, $9.85. They were general admission tickets. And, I mean, that's not bad at all. And what I mean by general admission, 40, 50 feet from the stage, I don't think that's too bad, out of all honesty. So the first night, it was, let's see, I went alone the first night, okay? Head East was the opener. And I remember it was September 2003 because Roger Boyd comes up to the mic, and he was the only original member in that lineup. I'm told now that the drummer sometimes does gigs with them too, Steve Houston, and that's cool. But Roger Boyd was the only one at the time, and he goes off and he goes, "This concert is dedicated to 3 people." And he goes, Johnny Cash, John Ritter, and their bass player Dan Burney. And I'm like, I didn't know Dan died. I'm like, oh. So that was what they did. And Head East put on a really, really good show. Of course, the 2 favorites, they saved back to back, if I remember correctly, at the end. Since You've Been Gone, which I always liked that song. That was the original version I heard before Rainbow, actually. But Rainbow, to me, does it better, but that's just me. So Since You've Been Gone, and of course, Never Been Any Reason, where Roger is playing the guitar and he's swinging the damn thing around. I'm like, okay, that's funny. And but for some reason, I started not feeling really good for some reason in between the acts. The headliner for that night, the first time I ever saw 38 Special, and they did not disappoint. 38 Special did not disappoint. I ended up seeing them 3 times. But so the first time I saw 38, I made it through about a half a dozen songs before I ended up calling it a night, and I just drove back home. And I felt bad about that. I also found out, I guess, after the fact that, of course, 38 Special would meet and greet with the audience. See, if I felt better, I at least would have had some signed 38 Special stuff. All right, so this was a Friday, Saturday thing, okay? So Saturday night comes. Now, remember, this is the last Saturday in September. Instant monsoon. Oh my God, we weren't sure if this was going to happen or not. I am not kidding you, sheets of rain. And anybody that's close to me friend-wise knows that I like to go to concerts 2 to 2.5 hours early. Now, I know that may sound a little ridiculous for some people, but A, if it's general admission, I want a damn good seat, and B, I'm an autographed chow hound, and I sometimes just hang around because some of the bands do sound checks, and that's what happened. But because of the sheets of rain, it was ridiculous. I'm surprised that, here we go, Quiet Riot. Yes, Quiet Riot in September of 2003 performed the second night of Oscar Fest. Now, the thing is like I said, it was horrible weather. I mean, we were not even sure if it was going to happen. Now, even though it said, I guess, rain or shine clause, well, that's the stage, which kind of wasn't a real big stage. At least I thought so. And so, needless to say, while the sound check was getting done from them, I bumped into Frankie Bonelli on his way to the car. And, of course, I also said, I waved and said hi to Kevin DeBro, because those are the two I saw right away. And Frankie comes over to me, actually, because I've got my albums, and he goes off. He says, as you know, it's really crappy out here. He goes, but you got tickets to the gig, right? Yes. And he goes, rest assured, we're all going to do a meet and greet at the end of the gig. And I'm like, thanks, Frankie. Sorry to make everybody all wet. It's all good. We're going to go have dinner. We'll see you guys in a bit. All right. So we go back in, we go have ourselves some dinner too and come back out. And so needless to say, they end up having 2 opening acts before Quiet Riot came on. And the rain was it was on and off pounding. It was ridiculous. And so here's the thing. They had, we were in general admission, all right? Once again, 40 to 50 feet to the stage. But I'll tell you this, I was bored, and I counted the chairs. There was 500 seats in the payable seats, all right? So here's the thing. Security comes up to me, and Jason's with me at this gig now, my buddy. And they comes up to both of us and the handful of other people that are around. And I mean handful. They pull back the snow fence, and security goes off and says, the band wants you up close. And we're like, hell yeah. So this was the cool part. So we make a mad dash to the seats, and the dude yells, not the first 2 rows, though, because those were extra specially paid. So I'm like, whatever, that's fine. We managed to get 3rd row center. 3rd row center, but guess what? We barely used the seats. Security didn't really give a shit, and the funny part about it is we ended up at the lip of the stage the whole damn night. And the thing is, we weren't sure. Once again, this is really before the internet really was going to give any information. We knew that Kevin DeBro was there. We knew Frankie Bonelli was there. We thought we heard Carlos Cavazo was going to be there. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But we weren't sure. Next thing you know, there's only 50 of us. 50. That's all there was at this gig. So those 2 come out. Carlos Cavazo comes out. Okay? Rudy Sarzo does too. And we both looked at each other like, what the hell? Rudy showed up? Because we heard that basically he did not want to have anything to deal with this anymore. Now that, could be wrong, but that's what I heard, rumors back then. And I'm like, holy crap. We have the classic lineup of Quiet Riot in our face, inches from us. Even though it kept raining back and forth, I was smart. I brought an umbrella. I also wrapped my albums in plastic. And I'm telling you, they were on all cylinders that night. They did not disappoint us. In fact, Kevin and what was it? Kevin and I think Carlos even said something too about how they could not believe that us 50 were still here. That we were soaking wet, and they played, and before he played this song, he went off and he's like, when we play this song, when it's weather like this, either it pours like a motherfucker, that's what they said, or it completely stops. And they go right into Slick Black Cadillac. And he goes, Kevin turns up, he goes, this one's for you, Randy, meaning Randy Rhoads. Would you believe the rain stopped? The rain stopped by the end of that song. I was like, and it never rained for the rest of the night. I'm like, holy crap. I said, what timing, right? So he ended up doing another song. I can't remember what it was, but he goes and he says, turn to your friend, total stranger, whatever, and give him the bird and say F you, which I'm not sure why, but so the thing is, Jason, both of us did the F you thing. I'm in front of Kevin, and I went, F you, Kevin, and he goes, in the mic, he goes, F you too, and I'm going, oh my God. So they end, they play everything pretty much that you could imagine. They did play some 90s stuff. I think they got back together in the 90s, didn't they? Made some CDs. So they played some new stuff, but they played everything you could imagine. They played Mama, We're All Crazy Now, Slick Black Cadillac. Mental Health was the second to the last. And then, of course, they played Come On, Feel the Noise at the end. And then, lo and behold, there was a meet and greet with all four of them. I am a proud owner of a completely band-signed second album, Condition Critical, autographed. I could not find my Mental Health, of all things, in my collection. I could not damn find it. But I found that one. You know what? I did not expect to be as long as I talked. I'm going to stop this right now. And like I said, guys, put in the comments a concert story and a question for the 5th anniversary show. I'll see you next time.